Alright, we should be live. Let's see. Am I appearing on my phone? I really need to get a second monitor at some point, but dual monitor is one weakness of Linux as I understand it. Okay, sounds like my audio is coming through all right. Dual monitor is one weakness of Linux, as I understand it, as I was just saying. Let me turn down our music a little bit. Today we're going to start off with, we have the score from 1922's Nosferatu by Hans Erdmann, just to have a little bit of variety. So we are going to get back into Resident Evil 4 today, but I wanted to continue chipping away at our horror film tier list just a little bit. You know, we'll just stick around maybe for, I don't know, half hour, maybe an hour to do this before we jump in on Resident Evil 4. I haven't played that game in about a month, so it's going to be a little bit slow going. I'm still also letting my caffeine soak in. I also just opened a Coke Zero, and I'm going to treat myself to a little bit of soda. So we have a lot of movies left to go, though it has been, even after we finished last session, I was thinking to myself about how many movies aren't on this list, and yeah, we're gonna just have to keep flagging those. It is especially strange to me that Day of the Dead and Land of the Dead in particular aren't on here. I'm not as surprised that Diary of the Dead, Romero's fifth zombie film, isn't on here because it's not as well known, and I presume Survival of the Dead is not on here. Am I missing it? No, I don't think so. Yeah, Survival of the Dead was his sixth and final zombie film. I think it was actually the last film of his career before he passed, but I'm not as surprised that they're missing. They're not nearly as well known. They're not nearly as well respected, but you know, I feel like they're... Day is a classic. Like, Day is almost... It's not as iconic as Dawn or Night, but it's not that far down, so it's really weird that it's not on here. And I don't know precisely why it would have been skipped. I will say one of my most exciting things as a horror Blu-ray collector, just movie Blu-ray collector in general, is that Day for a very long time, it was thought we were never going to be able to get a 4K scan of the film, and somebody just found, I don't think that they found a negative, but I think they either found like an interpositive, or they found like somebody found like an extremely good quality of it, such that we will finally be able to get a 4K version of Day of the Dead sometime soon. I believe that we should be getting it sometime this year in 2026, which I'm really excited by, because I said I really like Day. I think it is a classic, and that might also open the door to us getting like a film, like a theater run, which would be lovely. Whenever I can catch a classic horror film in theaters, I like to do so if I can. I saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre on the big screen a few months ago, and it was absolutely outstanding. So let's keep going. The Gathering, I do not know. Oh, also, I saw this one on some streaming service between my last stream and this one. And yeah, I guess I didn't read that this is Vince Vaughn, but yep, that's Vince Vaughn right there. Get Out. Get Out, I think, probably belongs in outstanding, but not a favorite. I prefer Jordan Peele's other two films so far, his directorial efforts. Like, I prefer Us and Nope to Get Out. Get Out is like an incredibly smart film. I think it is one of the best horror films of the 2010s. I think it deserves its place in the canon, and is like a really important part of the horror renaissance, like the prestige horror boom. But it's not quite in my favorite category. As I said, it's great. I think what I guess we might as well do them since I'm talking about it right now and I know that they're on the list. Nope was his third film and is an alien film. Where is Nope? I saw it on here. There it is. Nope, I'm just going to grab real quick and I'm going to throw that up into the favorites section. I love Nope. It borders on being not a horror movie. I think there's an argument to make for that, but I think it has enough horror in it, and like thematically, even if not like mechanically, it might not be as much of a horror film. I think thematically it is extremely one. I think it's the smartest film to date. I think it's incredibly interesting. I think it's like incredibly. I think everything about that film is unbelievable. I have the Blu-ray over on my shelf there. I also have a Nope T-shirt, believe it or not, from Rucking Fountain, which is like they do licensed tees, often based on. They're an American company, but they do licensed tees based on like the Japanese posters for things. We'll grab Jordan Peele's second film, Us. This might be a little bit controversial, but I'm actually going to throw this in the outstanding section. I know a lot of people who didn't like Us, and I feel like a lot of discussion online is hyper fixated on trying to mechanically pick apart why Us doesn't make sense as a piece of like science fiction, essentially. I think that's stupid. I think that you might actually just be a stupid person if that's your relationship with the film. Sorry, I'm getting like spicy and mean out of the gate, but I think Us is good. It's a fairy tale. Don't spend too much time thinking about its mechanics in the same way that like you shouldn't like actually think about the mechanics of like most horror films. Like most horror films like fall apart under scrutiny. It is a fairy tale that has some of the dressings of sci-fi, but don't worry about it that much. Don't think about the mechanics. Like think about like what the film is actually trying to accomplish and what it's trying to like say, because I think it is just as smart as Get Out and Nope, in terms of how it is like approaching social issues. It is just I don't know. I think people got way too hung up on the mechanics of how the world works. And I guess the other thing is to think about is that like if you think about it as being like an exercise in like new weird, like if you think about it as being like connected to something like House of Leaves or Control, I don't know, like if that helps you like get over your need to analyze the like mechanics of its science fiction, is that like, oh yeah, it like is defiant of like how like spatial geometry works or something. Like if that helps you get over the hump, then yeah, that's what it is. Just assume that like the tunnels in Us are like the old house in Control, or like House of Leaves in House of Leaves. Ghost Ship, early 2000s, famously, everybody my opinion on Ghost Ship is not at all spicy. My opinion on Ghost Ship is what literally everybody says about it, which is that the opening sequence is absolutely amazing. Like the first 10 minutes, maybe 15, absolutely outstanding, like absolutely amazing, fascinating, really, really good filmmaking. And then the entire rest of the movie is garbage. Not a hot take at all. I might throw it in Please Don't. Like it's at least actually bad. Um, I might put it in Please Don't, but yeah, the opening is good, and it's weird how bad it gets after that. Ginger Snaps, famously a lesbian werewolf film, quite good, quite well liked. Has a cult following. I don't really like it as much of its cult following. I'll probably throw it in the maybe worth seeing section. I don't know where to put it in the maybe worth seeing section per se, but it's a good movie. It's not. I said I don't love it as much as its big fans would indicate, but I think it's good, and I do want to emphasize maybe worth seeing is not contradictory to actually good. It like I would say most of the films in maybe worth seeing are like good movies. It just means that like it maybe like is less of a priority, or like you know prioritize seeing stuff in the maybe worth seeing section if you're like particularly interested in the mode of making or the theming or the genre or subgenre, I should say. Like if you're really into yeah, if you want some kind of like social storytelling to be happening, like Ginger Snaps with lesbian werewolves, or where was it? I could have where did it disappear to? I thought maybe it's not in here. I was gonna say I was gonna give another example of another social horror. I could have sworn. Where did my eyes? I don't know. I think maybe we're seeing Candyman. Duh, it's right next to it. Candyman is also like this social thing. If you want something goofy and fun, like Basket Case is goofy and fun, Child's Play is goofy and fun. If you want something that is like very, very zeitgeist, sign of the times, like helps you understand its era, like check out Cloverfield, check out Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. So maybe we're seeing shouldn't be misunderstood as being, it shouldn't be understood as being not good just because the section above it is actually good. I think it's more just like these are kind of in the threshold, both maybe worth seeing and probably not worth seeing are kind of, they're like the edge cases. Ginger Snaps 2, I have not seen. I don't really recall what its reputation is, so I'll throw that in haven't seen. Neutral. Ginger Snaps, the beginning, I'm probably just going to throw in, probably not going to see. Unsurprisingly, The Good Son. Evil Has Many Faces. Looks like a parody poster. I'll probably just throw that in neutral. Don't know that one. The Ghoulies films, I don't know, and I don't really care. They kind of fall in the same territory as the Critters films. So we're going to zoom past that. Green Room. Green Room's going to go way up to the top. I think I'm going to put it in outstanding, but not personal favorite. Green Room is really, really good. I think that there's also an argument to make that it's not a horror film, that it's like just a thriller. Really good movie, extremely intense, like one of the most stressful films I've ever seen. I do strongly recommend it, though. I would say, like, if you want an intense watch experience, like if you're the type of person who like thrives on a movie like Uncut Gems, check out Green Room. The setup to Green Room, for the sake of it, because like the poster doesn't give away much and the title doesn't necessarily give away much, but like the term Green Room comes from in media production, like a green room is like the prep room. It's like where, like on a talk show, the celebrity can like hang out before they come out to sit on the couch, is like the green room. Like the green room is or like at a concert, like a band hangs out like in the green room before they come on stage. And Green Room is about a kind of a struggling punk band who they get a they're touring the Pacific Northwest. They're having a real bad time. They kind of get a tip for a gig last minute, and they're like, okay, we'll do one more gig that'll like kind of help us break even. Um, so they get sent out to this far-flung venue in the Pacific Northwest. As it turns out, it's like a white supremacist bar. Like it's like a Nazi bar. And they kind of antagonize the crowd by I can't remember if they literally play Nazi Punks Fuck Off, the Dead Kennedy song, or if it's a parody of that or like some riff on it, but they this is like, you know, they antagonize the crowd a little bit. They go back to the green room, and then they end up overhearing or becoming aware of the fact that like the bar and these white supremacists are like the front for a huge drug operation, and that goes real bad real fast, and they end up having to like kill a guy in self-defense, and they like lock themselves into this green room because like they become aware of the situation that like they like have to barricade themselves in this room because they basically realize like, okay, if we leave this room, like, not only did we kill one of their Nazi guys, but also like we're aware of this like drug operation that they're running. Like if we leave this room, this like horde of neo-Nazis at this bar will kill us. Like there's no way we're getting out of this alive. So the movie becomes this incredibly intense standoff of them trying to figure out how to negotiate their way and like survive this super like horrifying situation to be in. Really good, really intense, really scary. Patrick Stewart, believe it or not, Captain Picard himself, plays one of the leaders of the neo-Nazis, and he's like extremely good in it. Really intense, scary movie, but I do recommend. Continuing, the Gremlins movies. I don't know if these are really horror movies. Gremlins 2 is definitely not a horror movie. Gremlins 2 is extremely good. It's extremely funny. I highly recommend it. Gremlins 2 is essentially not a sequel to Gremlins 1. Gremlins 2 is like a meta commentary genre bender that it's a meta commentary genre bender that exists to make fun of Hollywood and the sequel system. It's real goofy, it's really funny, it's really weird. Do not expect it. I don't think it's like a pleasant watch through, but I think it's like such an interesting movie, but also not a horror movie at all. Gremlins, I think, is a horror movie. It is a horror movie for kids, and I feel like that as a whole genre is something that doesn't exist very much anymore, and I wish did. Like the idea that like I think kids actually like spooky stuff. Like I liked spooky stuff as a kid. Obviously kids love Halloween, but like there's always this concern about things being too scary for kids, and I kind of feel like there's not like horror for kids as a genre has kind of like hollowed out. Like it basically doesn't exist anymore, and the huge explosion of popularity in like Five Nights at Freddy's is because there's this like huge void in the market for like horror for kids. I don't even like Five Nights at Freddy's, like I don't care, but it obviously exists. Like its boom in popularity is not because it's quality, it's because it is serving a niche that has gone unserved. So anyway, Gremlins 1, I've never loved. I think it's probably in the low end of actually good. Low end of actually good. If you're like a parent and you want to like introduce your kid to something scary, or like you have a kid who's like into scary stuff and you're trying to figure out, okay, like what is something that I can like show them that's not going to traumatize them. Gremlins might be that, and it's not a film for like 5-year-olds, but like it's like a pretty good starter horror film for maybe like a 10-year-old. You know, I'm not a child psychologist or anything. Don't take that as gospel, but yeah. The Grudge, and I can't tell if this is supposed to be. I think this is the American remake, not the original. The Grudge films, I know I've seen. I don't remember them super well. I think that I'm pretty sure I saw the American remake of The Grudge in theaters. Um, and I thought it was actually okay. I think that it's not as good as the original. I think it's in the maybe worth seeing category, not anywhere high in the category, but I'll throw it between Cloverfield and Creatures in the Black Lagoon for the sake of contrast. Grudge 2, Grudge 3, Grudge 2022. I've not seen. I'm probably not going to. I don't really have a strong feeling that they're good. I didn't even know that there was a 2020 remake. I really should have made a sequel hell zone, but we're just going to keep stacking into this because that's kind of what it's for. I said the original is better. That's not a surprising statement to make. Like, this is something people will say also, of course, of, you know, Pulse, The Ring, aka Ringu in Japan. Though a lot of people, the Ring, like Gore Verbinski's Ring, which I'm sure is on here. Yeah. That movie's got shooters. Like, people support it. I am less of a fan of the Verbinski. I think the Verbinski version is less of a good remake. I guess while we're down here, we might as well do it. I think the Verbinski version of The Ring isn't bad, but I do think that people sometimes bring it up as the example of, I'll put it in maybe worth seeing, but people bring it up as the example of like, oh, here's a good American remake of Asian horror, unlike The Grudge, unlike Pulse. I actually think it's kind of, for me personally, on the low end of, like, the low end of the remake quality. I'm not crazy about it. I don't really want to get into the other rings for now. We'll talk about them when we get to them. Original Halloween, the OG John Carpenter film. Also, we need to reorder these because this is not OG Halloween 2. This is Rob Zombie Halloween 2. This is the 2010s remakes, so that's correct. This we need to bump up. This we need to bump up. Curse of Michael Myers. I can't remember where that lands. Is that after 5? Halloween 3, which doesn't have Michael Myers famously. H2O, I think, is like here. I don't remember when Resurrection is, but I presume it's somewhere around here. And then this is the other Rob Zombie. We got a whole lot of Halloweens to cover, people. Nope, these are out of order again. There we go. Halloween 1 from the 70s with Jamie Curtis. Outstanding. I would maybe knock it up to favorites, but I think it's probably just an outstanding. Basically the perfect slasher movie. Nobody has ever done it better. I don't think. Oh, sorry if you guys can hear an ambulance. I'm gonna let that pass. One sec. Okay, I think it's far enough away now. I don't think any slasher will ever end up higher on this list than Halloween. This is still alphabetical for the sake of it. I've not started trying to like reorganize these. Um, I guess we could, like, I'd probably knock Barbarian below Blob, Fly above Creep Show, Nope might be above Blob, something like that. And then Outstanding but not favorite. I won't order every single section. It's just a little too much work. But like Halloween is pretty high up there along with The Exorcist in terms of like, yeah, like this is a movie you need to know. Get Out is probably pretty high up there, maybe below 28 Days, but above Annihilation. Us is probably at the bottom of this section, but yeah, Halloween, man. Incredible, amazing music, beautifully shot. Like it is shot more like an art film than like a horror film in many regards. Check out Halloween if you don't think you like slasher films. The original Halloween is really good. Halloween 2 I also quite like. It's not as good as the original, but I think it lands somewhere in the actually good section. I'm just dropping it in the middle arbitrarily. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, does not feature Michael Myers. There was this notion that they had that they wanted the Halloween films to be an annual release, and the idea would be that every year there would be a new Halloween movie, and it would be a new theme and like a whole new thing, and like it would just be like the franchise is the release schedule basically. But they kind of screwed that up by making Halloween 2 also about Michael Myers. So when Halloween 3 came out and it wasn't Michael Myers anymore, a lot of people were really upset and it got a lot of hate. I think Halloween 3 is maybe worth seeing. It's very different. I think it's kind of a cool little movie. I don't want to spoil what it is. A lot of people haven't seen it, but I think it's cool. Halloween 4 is, I think, just actually bad. Most of the Halloweens are going to land in this section. Halloween 5 we'll put with Halloween 4. See, Halloween Curse of Michael Myers, I don't remember. I might not even have it in the right. I know it's before the Rob Zombies, but I don't remember these three. Resurrection, H2O. H2O is the 20th anniversary. So if you're wondering, H2O, like water, it's Halloween 20th anniversary. It's really stupid. This one is exceptionally bad. I would put that in the please don't section. Halloween Resurrection, I'm probably going to throw in please don't also. Curse of Michael Myers, I just don't remember at all. I guess I'll put it in needs a rewatch. The fact that I can't remember it at all is like a problem. Rob Zombie Halloween. Rob Zombie Halloween is not as bad as people say, while also still being actually bad, I think. The thing about it is that it falls into a pitfall that we've talked about. We talked about with Blair Witch, and we talked about with a couple of other films. Rob Zombie's Halloween is annoying. Like, it's an annoying movie. And first, it spends way too much time trying to give trying to give Mike Myers a backstory, which is supposed to be like, it's supposed to be laying the groundwork. It's a reboot. It's also like, because it lays so much of the background, it's not exactly a prequel, but it's supposed to be like giving you his life story. But but it sucks. It's really annoying. It's a really annoying movie where like the first 30 minutes is like, we'll get to some other Rob Zombies in a bit, like House of a Thousand Corpses is coming up, and Devil's Rejects is coming up, and all those. The most those movies also are kind of annoying in places. The most annoying parts of those are a lot like what goes on in Halloween, but Halloween is more annoying. It's like longer. Like the first 30 or 40 minutes of the film, as memory serves, are Mike Myers as a kid in like an abusive household, but it's not, it doesn't dramatize it in a way that brings you sympathy. It is just like an unpleasant thing to watch, where it's just like his mom and his stepdad like yelling at each other for like 40 minutes, and like it's not it's not interesting. It doesn't inspire sympathy. It doesn't do anything to explain why he becomes a serial killer. It is just kind of Rob Zombie liking abrasive, like he loves abrasive hillbillies being jerks to each other, and that's kind of like what the whole first act of Halloween 1 is. It's bad for that reason. I said I don't think it's all the way in the please don't section, but it's pretty low down there. Continuing, Halloween 2, the sequel to the remake, is also bad, but I think is higher in the actually bad section. Maybe even all the way at the bottom of the probably not. I'll probably just put it higher in the actually bads. But it is actually a little bit better than the first one. The weird thing about Halloween 2 is there is a almost oppressive leitmotif throughout the film of Nights in White Satin by the Moody Blues, which is a really, really weird song to... It's a really weird song choice to like use as your like, here's our like recurring sting in this horror movie is Nights in White Satin. Great song. I love the Moody Blues, but like that one choice alone is like the main thing I remember about it, and like the main thing that like, I don't want to say makes it good, but like almost makes it feel like a weird art film a little bit more than just a bad remake with an annoying first 30 or 40 minutes. Halloween, the third reboot, fourth reboot, when they brought Jamie Lee Curtis back, even though they also did that for H2O. This is like the prestige comeback in the 2010s. I think is just actually good. I'm going to put it kind of low in the actually good section, but I don't want to spoil it. But yeah, it's actually good. I would say watch Halloween 1, 2, 3. Skip all of the... Well, you could watch Halloween 1, 2. 3 is its own independent thing. Don't worry about it. And then you could watch the reboot. Halloween Kills is also good. I'm probably going to put it maybe at the top of maybe worth seeing. If you like this, continue with Halloween Kills. The very last one is Halloween Ends. Halloween Ends, I still have not seen. I think I mentioned that last time. It got kind of bad reviews. A lot of people were disappointed that the trilogy didn't like stick the landing, but I do want to see it at some point, just to like, for completionism's sake. The Happening is maybe not a horror movie. I did see it. I saw it in theaters. It's probably a please don't. It's probably a please don't, or maybe just actually bad. I think we'll put it in please don't. People get mad about this film. I don't think it's like get mad about it bad, but it's a pretty bad film. Mark Wahlberg, M. Night Shyamalan. Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day to You. I don't know. Holiday themed slasher films, but themed around birthday, which I don't think is a very interesting theme. Hard Candy, not a horror movie. Yeah, it just isn't. Hellfest, I don't know anything about. It's got an okay looking poster. Let's put that in neutral. Hellraiser the original. Hellraiser the original is a maybe worth seeing. I don't think it's actually that good of a movie, but it has a lot of interesting ideas. The main reason I would encourage people to see the original Hellraiser is it sets up Hellraiser 2, which unfortunately isn't in our... It's not in our list, which is a bummer, because Hellraiser 2, I mentioned last time, Hellraiser 2 is the best of the franchise by far. I think it's like... Hellraiser 2 is actually a really, really good movie. Like, I would put it in... I would not only put it in actually good, I might actually put it in I'm maybe thinking I'd put it low in the outstanding section. We are missing quite a few other Hellraisers for the sake of it. Just popping over to Wikipedia real quick. Let's see. What are sequels and remake sequels? So there was Hellraiser 3 Hell on Earth, Hellraiser Bloodline is number 4, Hellraiser Inferno number 5, Hellraiser Hellseeker number 6, Hellraiser Deader number 7, Hellraiser Hellworld number 8, Hellraiser Revelations number 9, and Hellraiser Judgment number 10. I have not seen any of them past 4. I think I've seen 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I know I've seen 1, 2, 3. I know I've seen at least one past number 3. I guess I don't know. I presume it was Bloodline. I guess I don't fully know if it was Bloodline or Inferno. I definitely haven't seen any of the like really late ones. But Hellraiser 2, whose full title is actually Hellbound Hellraiser 2. So Hellbound: Hellraiser 2, is without a doubt the thing to see. It is kind of it's kind of a horror fantasy film. Like, there is a certain kind of like what if Jim Henson's Labyrinth was R-rated kind of to it. It's cool. It's a cool, weird movie. I recommend it. I honestly would say that, like, you could even consider just watching Hellraiser 2 without watching Hellraiser 1. Because, as said, Hellraiser 1 is kind of at the bottom of the maybe worth seeing section. Hellraiser 2 is actually good or outstanding. So you probably can just skip Hellraiser 1. Just read the Wikipedia summary of the story. Hellraiser 2022, I actually haven't seen yet. I do want to see. It got really mixed reception, but I'm kind of intrigued. It had a very politicized discourse around it because they made Hellraiser a woman. Not Hellraiser. They made Pinhead the Hell Priest. Hellraiser isn't the name of the guy with the pins in his head. His name also isn't Pinhead. His name is the Hell Priest. He's one of the Cenobites. They're like outer gods, or maybe like archangels of a god of pain, basically, from another dimension. They made a female Pinhead, and people got real mad about it, accused it of being woke. Some people I know who are fairly smart say that it's actually like kind of an interesting movie. So I would like to see it. And I think it's really funny that people would accuse Clive Barker of being woke, because Clive Barker is a gay man, and a lot of his horror movies are about gay culture and like being gay and oppression and the AIDS crisis, and all of that informs a lot of the tensions that underlie his plots. So that him being a gay man doesn't mean that he is necessarily woke, so to speak. Like, there's certainly plenty of like regressive gay men, but no, like his movies do have a certain progressiveness in them. Hereditary, another one of the heavy hitters of the 2010s prestige horror thing. It's in the outstanding section. Extremely good movie, extremely intense and exhausting and emotionally challenging. It's not a lighthearted one. People don't go into it just expecting a spooky good time. It's a painful movie. It's an ugly movie. But it is outstanding. Its reputation for being like one of the greats of the modern era is well earned. Don't want to spoil anything about it. Hills Have Eyes, the original, is maybe worth seeing, but I'm going to put it pretty low also. I'd more readily want to talk about Hills Have Eyes, the remake. We didn't get Hills Have Eyes 2, either the original Hills Have Eyes 2 or Hills Have Eyes 2. Hills Have Eyes Remake 2 on this list. I think Hills Have Eyes Remake is actually good. It's a very complicated film. I don't entirely endorse it in the sense of Hills Have Eyes 2 has weird politics that I can't entirely rationalize. It is absolutely a very political film that is very rooted in Bush era political hangups. And if anyone is listening to me say that and be like, nah, you're overthinking it, the director, Alexander Aja, or Aja, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Before I continue, I'm going to Google that, because Alexander Aja. Let me make sure. Do I have my APA? Yeah, Aja. Alexander Aja, who is French. Some people might be like, oh, why would this French man care about American politics? You're thinking too hard about the movie. And I would say the main character kills the main antagonist by literally stabbing him through the head with like a flagpole with an American flag on it. And someday I'll do like a video essay or something about the Hills Have Eyes and its politics. It's like an incredibly... it's absolutely a movie about American imperialism. I'm kind of unsure about whether it's for or against, or but it's a good movie. It's intense. It does this thing, sorry to keep going up and down. It does a thing that's like one of my favorite little genres or genres within a genres or story structures that you can get in a horror movie is final act is it almost turns into an action movie. Not exactly an action movie because there's still too much threat and there's not enough agency, but it's like the escape, where it's like first act is about building tension, second act is about like degradation and pain and like all is lost, ruination, third act is about the characters like rising up and like escaping those conditions. It is something that The Hills Have Eyes does really, really well. There's a French horror film called Frontiers that's not on this list, obviously. We already are past F. Frontiers, frequently cited as like one of the goriest of its era in France. Frontiers has a very similar setup that I think is outstanding. Hostel, which we're about to get to, also has like a similar motif. Hollow Man. I guess it is technically a horror movie. It's not great. It's an Invisible Man story. It's pretty gross. I think it's just actually bad. I don't feel strongly about it. I'm not going to put it in the please don't section. Has Kevin Bacon. It's a gross, like late 90s, like laying out the obvious like sexual predator threat that is like implicit within invisibility, I guess, is like it's just like laying that bare. Hostel Part 1, we just talked about Hostel, so we'll get there. And I'll just mention we're coming up on an hour now that we've been streaming. I'm gonna finish out the H line, and when we finish out the H line, we'll switch over to Resident Evil 4. Hostel is always heavily associated with the torture porn genre of the 2000s. And Hostel, I feel, is like, it's not the absolute flagship in the way that like the Saw franchise is like the actual flagship franchise of the torture porn genre. But Hostel, I feel, was like the Hostel 1 was the kind of like breakout viral success where everybody was talking about like torture porn being codified into actually being a genre. Right? Like Hostel was this like thing that people talked about for how horrendously violent it was. And the fact that it is literally just about torture. Like the setup of the film, for anyone who hasn't seen it, is that guys in Eastern Europe end up staying at this hostel, like a youth hostel. The title is like a play, of course, between Hostel, which is like a place where you stay, a place that hosts you, and hostile, Hostile, which is like hostility, like attacking someone. The idea is they stay at this hostel. They actually get kidnapped. The hostel is like a front for some kind of like snuff torture business where rich people pay to be allowed to torture kidnapped victims. It gets a lot of... It's mega hyped up as being like the most violent thing you'll ever see. I actually weirdly don't think it's as violent as people say it is. Like, I think that there's films that people don't call torture porn films that are as or more violent than Hostel. Hostel just like lays the concept bare by making that like the theme. Like, it's obviously about torture in the most literal sense. So I think that people have a tendency to like... People latched onto it because it's like easier to draw those conclusions about it being what it is. But it's nowhere near as grotesque as something like the Guinea Pig films, which are these like ultra gory torture films from Japan. Like, those are so much worse. August Underground films, even the Terrifier films, which we have later down. Hostel, I don't want to say that it's not gory, but it's just like its reputation, I think, is like much worse than what is actually in the film. And the thing I've never heard anybody else talk about, but I always try to bring up, and like maybe I'm the weirdo for observing this or drawing it into, there's there's like absolutely more minutes of nude scenes in this film than there are minutes of torture scenes. Like the first like half hour are basically a softcore porn film. Like not torture porn, but just like tons of nudity, tons of sex. Like it's like really tacky and it doesn't make it good. I'm just saying like it's this weird thing that nobody also brings up, the fact that it's like kind of this like low rent softcore film. All that is to say, I'd say you probably don't need to see it. Or maybe it's on the low end of maybe worth watching, just so you know like what people have been talking about. But I don't think it's as intensely grotesque as people talk about it being. There's really like there's two particularly gross gore effects in it, but most of the film isn't that. The other thing is that, to reiterate on the notion that I mentioned with Hills Have Eyes and Frontiers, this is another case where it's like the last half hour is actually more of like an exhilarating stealth escape sequence rather than being like a horror film. Like it feels very video gamey. Hostel Part 2 and Part 3. I know I've seen Hostel 2. I don't really remember it. I kind of just remember it as being worse than Hostel 1, so I might just throw that under probably not. Hostel Part 3 I don't think I've ever seen. I'm probably never gonna, so it's going in this section, which is ultimately kind of just sequel hell. House. Fun, good movie. I like this movie. Very weird. Very not what I thought it was going to be. I don't know if it's actually good, but it is, I would say, maybe worth seeing. House 2 I have not seen, I'm sorry to say. But I liked House 1 a lot, so I maybe should actually see House 2. I don't know. Funny thing I realize also looking at this list in terms of the H line that we haven't caught up to yet is we go from HO to HUN. We don't have any of the human centipedes on here, which are some of the other big viral torture porn, gore porn films of the 2000s and 2010s. Misunderstood, and I don't necessarily recommend them, but misunderstood. I'm going to say that. Okay, so we got House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects. Devil's Rejects is here not under D because it's a direct sequel to House of a Thousand Corpses. There's actually more films in this series. One second. House of Thousand Corpses. What is the whole... Apparently the sequence is called the Firefly film series, which he started with House of a Thousand Corpses. He did Devil's Rejects as a direct sequel. He did the Werewolf Women of the SS trailer, as we talked about, for Grindhouse. Halloween 1, Halloween 2. A weird animated film called Haunted World of El Superbeasto, which I still haven't ever seen. Lords of Salem, which I've never seen. Zombie Horror Picture Show, apparently, which I've never seen. Oh, that's a concert film. 31, 3 from Hell, and The Munsters. I haven't seen any of these later ones. I don't know. 31, I think, does not appear to be part of the Firefly series. 3 from Hell is it is the third and final of a trilogy. I'm about to sneeze, pardon me. So I never saw 3 from Hell. I don't have any opinion on it thereof. House of a Thousand Corpses, I really hated when I first saw it. I actually don't hate it now. I don't necessarily recommend it either. It's kind of maybe worth seeing, but it's on the low end, or maybe probably not. I think it is weird and has a few interesting ideas. It's kind of a not great homage to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Um, it has a few interesting visual things that happen. It's like it's very gross. It's very abrasive. Like we talked about with his Halloween film, it is also annoying, and we'll talk about that also with Devil's Rejects. Devil's Rejects is also very annoying. I personally really disliked Devil's Rejects. I'll probably just throw it under actually bad. A lot of people like Devil's Reject more than House of a Thousand Corpses. I personally did not. I think it is kind of the worst parts of House of a Thousand Corpses without like any of the visual interest. Really, really bad CGI blood for some of their gore effects. Really annoying. So a few really annoying sequences, again, is like kind of my main takeaway. I don't really want to talk about it that much. House of the Dead is just actually bad. Pretty low on the actually bad scale. I don't want to actually put it all the way down, and please don't, but it is a very, very bad horror film. The sequel, House of the Dead 2, little bit better, actually. Don't really recommend either, though. House of Wax, classic, with Vincent Price from 1953, is you probably don't need to see. It's not that bad either, but it's kind of like an okay horror film from the 50s. 2005 House of Wax with Paris Hilton, on the other hand, is just actually bad. Don't watch House of Wax. It is worse than the 1950s original. House on Haunted Hill, also Vincent Price, is I actually kind of like it more. I think it's a fun 1950s horror film. It's goofy, it's silly, but it's fun. It's a fun haunted house movie. The House on Haunted Hill. Now, I can't remember. I always confuse this one with The Haunting, which are both remakes of House on Haunted Hill. The Haunting is... Yeah, okay, so The Haunting was 1999 and had Liam Neeson and Catherine Zeta-Jones and Owen Wilson. Whereas... and it was directed by Jan de Bont, who is famously the director of Speed. He did Haunting, that is to say. Jan de Bont is awesome. I think he's a cool director. The Haunting is also quite cool. Haunting of the House on Haunted Hill, also known as The Haunting of Hill House, which is the basis of Yes, the Netflix miniseries. Haunting of Hill House. I'm trying to find the Wikipedia page for House on Haunted Hill so I can make sure I know which one is which. Haunted Hill. Oh, well, maybe it's not the same. House on Haunted Hill and Haunting of Hill House are not the same. Huh. This is a little more confusing than I had thought it would be. This one has Jeffrey Rush, Famke Janssen, I guess, Taye Diggs, Ali Larder, House on Haunted Hill. See, the thing I'm trying to figure out is which is the one that has the really weird CGI where the halls distort themselves. I think that's The Haunting. I remember The Haunting more than House on Haunted Hill, so I guess I need to do a rewatch. Yeah, I feel like The Haunting has these weird CGI effects that distort the hallways, and it's kind of cool. The Hunt, I don't know what this is, and I don't think I care. Hush, I don't know what this is either. I'll put it under neutral. And now we've completed the H line. So we finished I. We finished we finished G and we finished H. We're on to I for the next time we do more of this, but we've already eaten up over an hour into our Resident Evil time, and we still have a lot to go. There's a weird number of missing movies from the list, but we added quite a few to our we didn't add any to our personal favorites list, but with Halloween, Get Out, Green Room, Us, and Hereditary, there's quite a few additions into Outstanding. And likewise in under actually good, we got Hills Have Eyes, Halloween. What else did we grab? Halloween 2. Is that it for today? I guess so. But we have a lot to go, everybody, so we'll keep pacing ourselves. I'm glad that this website lets me save my progress so that I'm not having to keep this open the whole time. Real quick, we are going to turn off my music from Nosferatu. And then we are going to pop open. I got to get to my Steam library. Where's my Steam library? Here it is. We go to Resident Evil 4. We hit play. It needs me to say accept the EULA again because, oh, and it's updating a little bit. Weird. I presume there's been an update since then. But yeah, we're like 3 weeks out from Requiem launching, so I really want to get this finished as well as the Separate Ways DLC, and that will lay kind of the groundwork for us heading into Requiem. If I can squeeze in, it's real tough. I thought to myself, like, oh, should I try to squeeze in Resident Evil 6 in some way? But like, I don't know how well Resident Evil 6 runs as a single player game, and I don't really have anyone to do multiplayer with on it. And it's like, even as a multiplayer game, it's like a bad game. I'm like, I am a RE6 hater. People periodically talk about RE6 as being like, people have now in retrospect tried to defend it as being kind of underrated or something, and I think that is wrong and bad, and I think that it is actually just a bad game, and it's okay to say that it's a bad game. It's not an unplayable game. It's not like an irredeemable game. It is just like a broadly and generically bad game in an uninteresting way. We're waiting, by the way, for Vulkan shaders to load in, so that's why we don't have any visuals yet. And now we can open selector, and we're going to change this over to RE4. It should be all right. I think we're good. So, maybe. Please load. Why aren't we loading? 1 second. Sorry, everybody. I'm just doing some more windowing. This is the other reason why I need multiple monitors. And or honestly, like what my ideal setup someday would be, rather than like gaming and streaming on the same computer, would be to use a capture card to capture this computer and then have all of the stream management run through a laptop. Because I have like a good laptop. Right, like I have a do I have anything here? No. Okay. Extra content shop. What's new that it's asking me? I don't want to spoil any of that. Also an online store for Requiem. Is this just asking me to buy Requiem? Is this visual? Okay, it's not. Oh, is it visible on stream? Let me see. It is. Okay, weird. Yeah, this is just the store for Requiem. Okay, so I guess that's what the update was. Anyway, Um, what was I just saying? Dang. Oh yeah. So I would love to have it on my laptop rather than on the computer that's actually running the game. It like opens up a lot of resources, and like I have a good laptop. I have like a MacBook Pro for work that like it handling stream and all of the stream resources and stuff would be nice, so that like my computer, like my desktop, could just handle the game itself. But we'll get there when we get there. There's like, you know, I'm still relatively new to streaming, so but yeah, to finish up my point about the RE games as well. So Leon is going to be coming back in Requiem. Leon is, of course, one of the two protagonists on Resident Evil 2, and I have a full playthrough of his campaign in Resident Evil 2 on my old channel. And I have a full playthrough of the original Resident Evil 4 on my old channel as well. But we have RE4 remake now. As I said, if I had that time, it would be cool to try to do RE6. But that game is really long and not very good, and I feel like, as I said, despite some people trying to reappraise it as being like, oh, it's actually fun if you play it with your friends, it's like, it's actually not that good a game. I don't think it needs to be reappraised. I think people were kind of like on the money when it came out and saying that like, no, it's actually not very good. But those are the 3 Leon games. There is also Darkside Chronicles, which I've never played, and it's officially it's not available on Steam. I could it was a Wii game. It was a point and shoot game. I've thought about doing Umbrella Chronicles, Darkside Chronicles, because I could do them with a mouse on PC, right? Like I could run them through Dolphin. But like I physically own copies of those games. Like I don't really want to go through the mess of setting up the Wii, but I could emulate through Dolphin and feel good about it because I own physical copies. But that is also a Leon game. Like doing all the Leon content at some point would be nice, but we're delaying. We continue. Chapter 2. I take a sip of Coca-Cola also. Ashley Graham's trail has led Leon straight into the belly of the beast.
Sacrificial lamb, you will receive our most sacred body. It begins now.
Oh, what the fuck?
Hey, stop it. Hey, Yankee. Got a name?
Leon.
Quiet type, eh? I'm Luis Serra. Guess you, me, picked the wrongest spot to vacation, eh? Hey, stop it. You move, I move. And I'm beat up enough as it is. I can see you're thinking. Bet you've been in spots like this before, huh? I guess you're here looking for someone. One more guess. Maybe some missing señorita?
Young girl? Talk. Now.
All right. See, heard chatter about moving a señorita.
Moving her. Where?
Who knows? But later, saw some men dragging someone to the old church. Hanging with you, not healthy.
Hey, we're not done here!
Later, amigo.
Shit, they took my gear.
All right, so we have an empty empty inventory. I love the version of this cutscene. I think it's like a really great introduction to Luis, and in general, I think that the remake, I think, did an excellent job with Luis. I know a lot of people don't like him quite as much because he's not purely fun, silly sidekick anymore. But I think that he's like a much more fleshed out character, in a way that I think is almost just better.
Condor 1 to Roost. I've located Baby Eagle. It sounds like she's being kept in some church.
Great. That's good news.
I heard it from this guy I met. Said his name is Luis Serra. There's something fishy about him. I need you to run a background check.
We'll call Condor 1. I'll see what I can find. In the meantime, make your way to that church.
Right. I'm probably due for confession anyway. Condor 1, out.
All right. So they didn't take my radio, at least. Yeah, I love the way that section is handled. I love Luis's writing. It's cool. It's a still threatening and slightly less goofy take on that cutscene. What's my crouch again? Is it C? Alt? Can I not crouch? Why am I not? Caps lock? No. Tab? No. Of course, there's a car beeping right now. Options. Controls. Key bindings. What is crouch? I'm sure it'll tell me soon. Crouch is E. I didn't remember that. Quick turn is Q. Yeah, okay. E. Okay. Get an herb. With all these shovels like laying around, you'd think that I would grab one for self-defense, huh? This whole section of the game, by the way, I do really rather like. I think it's nice that this is like a remix on the order of how things were handled in the original Resident Evil. And it like keeps all of the content, but it repositions it in a way that I think is like pretty smart. We now have a knife. Can I not? Okay. I thought I could aim with right mouse click, but evidently not. Also, for the sake of it, it's like really, really bright in my room right now. I can't really do anything about it, so some of these dark environments are a little bit hard for me to read right now. I apologize for that. Got another knife. Cool. So yeah, like half my screen right now, I'm just seeing like a reflection of like myself in the room behind me. I'm not really I'm not seeing the dark environment super well. Oh, you can see me. Is this the parry tutorial? Ow. Maybe not. See, I wanted the parry. Okay, so it's ready with space. I was hoping I'd get the parry tutorial because even though I played through like 3/4 of this game or something, maybe 2/3, that was right when it came out like 3 years ago. So I don't remember it super well. I remember well enough that there's a bear trap there. But, oh, and rats. Oh. One of 3 rats killed. I actually don't remember where the others are. I really hope they're not like... Oh. There's one. Two. Anyway. I know we need to kill 3 of them. Okay. Hopefully the 3rd. Hopefully the 3rd is ahead. Oh, yep. Where is its hurt box is the question. Die, rat. There we go. Pest control is a task. I think it is space to parry as well, for the sake of it. And this we need to... Okay, so this is a movement timing tutorial. We open that door. We run. We run. We run. We vault. We run. We vault. And we get in. We get our stuff. Oh, F, not E. Got all our stuff back. Craft with green. Press and hold. Oh, there's even more green. Craft. How much handgun ammo do I have? Not. I need more shotgun shells than I need handgun ammo right now. We do craft. I need more supplies before I can do that, which is fine. Or wait, did I misunderstand that? Craft. Yeah, so I need more gunpowder before I can craft. I used 12 to get the 6 shotgun, or to get the shotgun shells. So, okay.
I'll be taking
shotgun is 3. Oh, and there's a bunch of stuff that I didn't have before. We don't have anything to open this with. Oh wow, we got in with so much time that that's still slowly closing. Did I get... no, we mostly just got knives. It doesn't really make any sense, but it would be nice if you could combine old knives. And now we get to meet everybody's favorite character. Hello.
Over here, stranger.
Who's that?
Everybody's beloved.
Let's do some business then, eh?
Yep, just a moment. I'm gonna loot. And... Merchant, get rich quick. How are the requests coming along? Did you know you can trade the spindles you receive as a reward for valuable goods that can't be bought otherwise? We've got loads of useful items, but I recommend you pick up a treasure map the most. These maps detail the locations the cult's cherished hidden treasures. Took me and the lads a lot of time to find them. With these maps handy, you'll never be skint again. Sure, you may have to venture into some dangerous areas to get them, but you can handle that, right? I'm not going to do his voice. My throat kind of hurts today, so not going to spend time on that. Man, what a beautifully kind of like dour environment. I will probably be buying the treasure maps because it is useful. Like, if you collect everything that the treasure maps describe, you like more than make up the money difference.
Welcome. I knew I could
Destroy the
count
blue
on
medallions. Pest control.
you. Got some rare things on sale, stranger.
We start with oh, okay, yeah, right. The spindles let you pick up
Heal a man,
special
kill a
lasers.
man. They do it.
So we do get the treasure map.
You've got a soft spot.
I will get a yellow herb.
That's
Laser sight is 10. That's a lot.
Ruby's all rubbish. It makes no difference. The price, well,
pearl pendant
our choice to make.
for selling only. Okay. I want to keep that for selling only on these. Sure. Flagon, we need to add 2 items to. Ornate necklace, we need to add 3. I don't think we want to sell. Do we want to sell the skull shaker? I think we're kind of at that point. Because we have the regular shotgun now. I could just store it away, but I can repair my broken knife, and then he also has, so he has the rifle, the bolt thrower, and a scope for the rifle. Case upgrade. We'll start with the. Do I want the case recipe?
Anything else I can help you with?
Sell. I didn't actually fully sell these.
Your valuables won't do you much, thank you.
So we'll start by buying the case upgrade.
A bit more space never hurt anyone. Perfect size for you.
I need to buy, but let's reorganize so we can have space for the rifle. How do I just grab things? No. Can you just, yes. Okay. You all get to witness the fundamental joy of RE4 menuing. Just a little slow, just a little awkward. And I probably need to tune my mouse more. So I guess I don't think I brought this up at the beginning of the stream, but part of why it's been so long in between my first session and this session is that my wireless keyboard's not been doing great. So I had been waffling on getting an extension USB for a wired keyboard I have. I've been waffling for a while. I should have just committed a while ago. Like I should have just, you know, accepted and bought.
Isn't travels.
Let me buy more, please.
Got a selection of good things on sale, Stray. Wish your enemies sweet dreams from afar, with a bullet straight through their heads. Go on, take this as well.
Aw.
Free of charge. All
Thank you.
yours, stranger.
Yeah, I should have just like sucked it up and I should have sucked it up and just bought
almost anything else I can help you with?
tune-ups. Repairs 4,000. That's kind of a lot.
Molding a weapon to suit your specific needs.
And how are we on ammo use? Those are full, so I don't want to upgrade ammo yet. The goal, I presume, if it functions in this game the same way that other games have done it,
If you want a fighting chance out there,
you don't want to upgrade
best
ammo
shoot up
capacity
your
except when you're empty. Because if you upgrade while empty, you get the full clip for free. And I don't think I need to repair my combat knife, at least while I have a bunch of disposable knives that I can use. Knives I can use.
Will that be all then?
I think so.
Suit yourself, stranger.
And let's also register shortcuts. I do want my shotgun to be 2, actually. So shotgun is 2, rifle is 3, and we now have a scope for the rifle. So anyway, as I was saying, I should have just bit the bullet and bought the USB extension that I need. But I was dragging my feet because I've been thinking about setting up an NAS storage for a while now, and I kept thinking to myself like, oh, what are you? Why can't I interpret? Expanded map is okay. So there is something inside the factory I missed, and then there's something. One second before we leave. Let's.
Take a look. something's bound to catch your eye.
Let's go back into the factory. It's in... Is it in that room? Oh, right, because of the locked drawer. And then what I need is a head into the left a bit.
Ooh, breaks over, I suppose.
Oh. Is... Wait. So... That didn't register. And then... What else am I missing? So I'm facing... Through... Okay, so I don't have a thing to go through that, so I have to go this way. And is this way... Okay, so there's no treasure above, at least for the moment. I've been thinking about setting up a NAS for a while, is what I was saying. And while I've been dragging my feet on that, I was... I don't... Where... Oh, there you are. Hello. Because I've been dragging my feet on that, I was like, okay, I should buy a, when I buy the NAS, I'll also get the USB hub, and I might even get a new keyboard. But then I was like, you know what? No, I already own a keyboard, and I need to do more research on how and like what I want the NAS to be. NAS being NAS, Network Attached Storage. So like I keep delaying this, and it like keeps preventing me from committing to streaming, and I really need to stop that. Like, so I finally manned up and just was like, okay, screw it. Like, here's oh, Alt is zoom. I was trying to zoom with scroll wheel. Also, once again, it being very bright out is not making this the easiest. One down. I'll mention as well, I hope we can do this in one go, but my memory of my first playthrough of this section was that this might be like one of the hardest rooms in the entire game. Not necessarily because it's like that hard conceptually or like design wise, more because the limited resources you have access to at this early stage in the game makes this harder than like some rooms that are probably harder in most regards.
All right.
Nope, that's not good. That was a big waste of ammo. But once we get down there, it's going to spawn a lot of guys, including guys with dynamite. And the dynamite is... I don't want to say it's a death sentence, but pretty close to it. So, I hear a guy. Who am I hearing? Okay, well. In we go. Let's see if we can get a bunch of them to spawn. Oh, ow, he got me on the ladder. The goal is to get a bunch of them to spawn. And then hopefully take advantage of the dynamite to have them blow themselves up. Oh. I've made a mistake. I got a little too silly with my spawn them in plan, I think. Ow, I'm really... Got a little too silly, everybody. Clever, but not the smartest. Oh, I'm about to get blown up. Thought I was. But yeah, because of this, in any case, I'm on like a new setup right now in terms of like my like mouse keyboard situation. And I'm still kind of figuring out what what works or what makes sense. Oh, that's dynamite next to me. That's a reload. Let me... Okay. So I've made mistakes. A bunch of them. Let's, It's not the worst mistakes I've made. So I'm still alive. My aliveness is not in the best shape, though. Get out of my way, please. Thank you. Oh, you're missing a limb, huh? Did I blow his arm off? Oh, you're... Got your flog activated, huh? Oh. Why? How?
Out of the way.
This isn't good. Many more mistakes keep getting made. My aim is just a little bit more wobbly than I would like it to be, which is part of why I'm missing shots. Not to say that I'm like a crack shot in video games in general, but this is part of the problem of me Ow. Part of the problem of me changing my setup is things not working the way I exactly expect them to. We've used a lot more healing items than I would have liked, but there we go. In the grand scheme of things, this didn't go as bad as I thought it was going to. I'm not happy with how many healing items I used, but in the way that we described or talked about the game director in some previous sections, the existence of the game director will, or at least should, acknowledge... Oh, green herb. Or yellow herb, I mean. Should hypothetically... Oh, and we get some of our healing items back. That's great. The existence of the director should acknowledge my use of the healing items. As, I hear more guys still. Where are they? They're not infinite spawning. I know that much. Let's see. Using a ton of ammo, missing a bunch of shots. These things actually contribute to making the game a little bit easier. Who threw that? Anyway. The game will register some of this as being like, oh yeah, you did bad, so it'll make it easier. But yeah, I mean, because I'm with this new setup with mouse, keyboard, with the extension, I gotta figure out, like, what is the actual best way to set myself up to have, like, good mechanics. And I'm not a bad shot in video games usually, but I am feeling a little... I don't know if I need to change my physical setup here and, like, lower my mouse sensitivity, or keep it the same and increase the sensitivity. But is that one? I missed one barrel, and I'm missing one money. That's the money. I missed one barrel on top of the roof, so we will run back to get that just in case. Just in case it's useful. I hear a guy still. Who am I hearing still? Oh, you. Ow! Ow! How dare you?
Out of the way.
So I missed... There's some kind of key? What key did I miss? Is it up top, I wonder? Or is it... No. Small key. That we can use to unlock the drawer in the foundry that was locked. It sounds like there's still one person around. Where? Oh, up. They haven't figured out how to come down here. That's why. That's a headshot. And get a little distance on her. I don't want to waste rifle ammo on her, but I feel like... There we go. And I'm pretty sure we can't get up there. It'd be cool if we could, but I don't think there's any way to get up there. There is a treasure down, it's saying. What's the down treasure? Where is it? I hear... Yeah, there we go. One of these. Very sneaky. Spindle, nice. Okay. Those are going to be important throughout this playthrough, so I think we now have cleared this area. Okay. The first time I played this, I actually died like 2 or 3 times because I made bad choices during this playthrough, but I did perform better. Well, for whatever that's worth. And I need to go up top and run the wheel to open the door to exit. I do think the sequence is incredibly beautiful. I love the layout. I think it's like more compelling. I think the layout is like a little bit more confusing and interesting than the original game's layout. It also makes more sense, like just in terms of how this relates to the larger gameplay, I think. This is a good arena. Now, I haven't played this game's Mercenaries mode at all. Oh, hello. Can I not?
One down.
Where did you come from? Dynamite, dynamite, dynamite. Oh. Did she drop anything, I guess is the question. Yeah, nice. Ammo. Blew her in half. Okay. That was worth using 2 bullets on her to get 5 back. Alright. And we got a small key, which means we can get the treasure and maintain some something close to completionism. We start by using this, and we... Okay, that's inserted. Let's just... We run back through here. Open. So we don't have to ever come back to this area. Elegant mask. Nice. Okay. So that's a treasure that will let us, we'll be able to sell at some point.
Why not treat...
What I do need to do is check into... Is it under miscellaneous? No. Where are my treasures? Here we go. Inlay gemstones. So I need a yellow. I think it's red, yellow, blue is, I think, the best money-making option. I'm not positive, but I think that's how it works. I don't know. Do we have any notes about... Nope. See. Com logs, requests.
Yourself, mate.
Let's do a quick save.
Welcome. What can I interest you in?
I don't think I need to
Why not try your
buy
hand at a
anything.
new gun, stranger? Might save you.
Trade. Yellow diamond, I think I want.
Oh, welcome.
And then we do crafting, key items, treasures, inlay, 1 red, 1 blue, 1 yellow. 24,000. Yeah.
Welcome.
Sell. Elegant mask.
Ruby's all a deal well struck.
And yeah, we're suddenly, I don't want to say we don't have an overwhelming amount of money, but it's like we have a good amount. Let's see if we can. If I tune up. Nope, sorry, I'm remembering the controls. If I tune up ammo capacity on this.
Your weapon, this kind of work is about
Did we get? We didn't get any free ammo. Okay, so I don't have to do that. So in the original RE4, yeah, you get a complete ammo refill anytime you upgrade capacity. Oh, sorry, I'm remembering the button layout. So that was a little bit of a waste of money. It's not the worst waste of money, but
it's a thing of beauty, isn't it?
I think I'm gonna keep base handgun. No, you know what? No. I think I'm gonna switch to red 9. So I'll keep base shotgun, and I'll probably keep bolt rifle. So I guess upgrading shotgun is probably a good use of my money. Yeah.
There you are, as you wish.
And do I want to upgrade rifle is the question.
Can make up for a
Doubling my
lack of
reload
skill,
speed is a good consideration. Increasing rate of fire is not my priority. Damage isn't actually as good on this as I thought it was going to be either. I think we hold on for the time being.
Anything else I can help you with?
Actually buy. How much was the... That's 5. Okay, I don't have 5 anyway, so it's fine. Do I want to repair the combat knife is the other question.
Knife needs care, everyone.
I think so.
That's good work.
Because yeah, then we can upgrade. Upgrade durability and power. For the time being, I won't do that. We'll save our money.
What can I do you for?
I don't think there's anything else we want to sell for the time being.
Don't get yourself killed now.
Let me just check. You know, we'll do a quick save. Storage, we have Sentinel 9 and the Skull Shaker. I probably will sell, well, I don't know. We'll hold on to them for the moment. Let's just keep rolling for a bit. Come on. And now that's clear. We're going to have a treasure here and then a treasure in the next area. Treasure straight ahead, apparently. Which I presume is going to be, I hear it. Oh, it's to my right. Do I see it, is the question. Yes. Alexandrite. Very nice. Oh, he saw me. I was going to try to stealth him. Let's see if we can do this whole encounter with nothing but headshots, or at least close to it.
They keep coming.
Already breaking my rule. let's equip my main knife, not one of the disposables. Hello. Other treasure. I think it's through here. Do I remember that correctly? Oh, resources, nice. That's for crafting. Yes. What do we got? Sapphire. Bear trap. Here's something. Oh, I don't have any more shotgun ammo. That's not great. It would have been nice if my reload worked the way that I had wanted it to. I do have enough that I could craft more shotgun ammo, which I think I want to do. So let's do some shotgun shells real quick. And I will do a green yellow for the moment, just to clear things up a little bit. We want to get another red. I don't know if this has been explained, but as with the original game, green heals you some, and you can do multiple greens to have better impact. Green plus red is a complete life fill. Green plus yellow lets you increase your maximum health. Red, green, yellow is the ultimate, like, best way to do it if you can, because it red, green, yellow lets you refill your health and increases it, I think, by a larger amount than just a regular green, yellow. Real quick, all my guns are... No, not yet. And are you... Register shortcut. You're... Let's put you on 4. Let's put flash bomb on 5. Sorry, Crow. You might have an item. You have money, which isn't great. I'm listening. I'm listening in. Because I thought I heard... I believe, as with the original game, we're going to encounter Chainsaw Man soon. Oh, we do get a squeaky of a bobblehead, though. Their influence is not what it once was. Destroy the wind-up dolls. Do not forgive those aristocrats. Another green herb. And the wind-up dolls are... Can I not see it? Is my screen not bright enough? I hear it. I can't see it right now. I wish I could turn on my light. Can I... slash it, luckily, through random. Is that it? 1 second. Okay. Let me see if I can turn up my screen's brightness to counteract this issue. It's at max brightness. That's not great. Picture mode. Vivid. PC. Can't see the ding-dang wind-up doll. Wherever it might be. Or am I silly and it's over here? Okay, before we advance, I'm gonna check on first wind up doll RE4. All Clockwork Castellan locations. Let's see. Okay, it's up above. That's why I'm not seeing it, apparently. Maybe? Am I wrong? Stone house by the lake. Oh no, that's not the right one. This next one is, it is in the corner, so those are the little boots. Am I crazy and I'm not? Did I aggro enemies on me? Oh, yeah. Chainsaw Man, hello.
That was not easy.
My shooting... Emerald, nice. My shooting at my Clockwork Castellan apparently has aggroed him on me, which I wasn't intending, but sure, that's fine. I think he is in this house. I just can't see him because my stupid screen isn't bright enough. Yeah, I'm just gonna waste ammo. Unless, did I already get him? Is that not? Yeah, that's like... Yeah, okay, I did get him. Okay, well, anyway. We got the Chainsaw Man. He came to us. Always preferable. Dr. Salvatore, I should say. Salvador? Salvatore. I can't remember. And then he's probably got a gang with him. The best thing to do probably would have been to lead him through here. Hello. Ow. I thought you would have been staggered.
Not bad, right?
Oh, he fell down the... Fell down the stairs. I don't know if I've ever seen that animation before, but that's really cool. They showed up out of nowhere. Yeah, weird. Interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen their spawn be that kind of ultra abrupt. Can we go through here? No, we need a key. We see more dog traps. Including... Is there... Oh! That's on me. Okay, we go slow. I presume those big front doors were going to be locked. I should have checked, but we find a back door to this house. We enter. Oh, hello. Sorry, killed you in the bathroom. In the original game, it was just a urinal, which was always a peculiarity. This is much more disgusting. I mean, it's like a beautiful... The idea of the tile and stuff is beautiful, but the wall situation, very bad. Do like that there's a reflective kind of copper cover on the toilet paper. That's a nice detail. I love this home. It's actually incredibly beautiful in general.
Not too shabby. Someone has shown up their neighbors.
Another photo. We rotate on the back. Photo of a family. At last, flesh of our flesh, blood of our blood. Give thanks and rejoice. And is this... Yep, we unlocked it now. Cool. Beautiful little details everywhere, though.
Old photos.
Just like one of the lovely things about all of the new art. I mean, the old RE games were good about this too, but the new ones are just like so exceptionally, like lovingly detailed in how they build out their environments. Get a hand grenade, nice. Say that was also nice. We have a lock with a variety of symbols on it, so we're gonna have to determine how up the ladder we get. Not ladder, stairs. I know words. Just checking to make sure nobody's commenting. Okay. Red herb, and we will combine our red herb. So we've got a good full heal when we're ready. Illuminados 4:3. In great veneration of their master, the people offered up their most prized possessions. The old farmer, his finest crop, the slight swineherd, his stoutest pig. The beggarly grandma, ma'am, her own beloved babe. The master saw these gifts and was pleased. So crop, pig, babe. And that is a clue to our locket, which we need, presumably, to unlock this door. Well, to unlock the lock that unlocks that door. So back through this beautiful home. So it was crop, pig, babe. And then we get, as a result of that, a crystal marble. And naturally, horror game rules. Up we get. I should have switched to the pistol to finish him off after the first shotgun blast. Two shotgun shells this early in the game is kind of a big expenditure for just one enemy. Okay. It's actually... Oh, no. That's getting closer. There we go. Oh, upside down. There we go. And we find a well-appointed bedroom, including a lot of the Illuminata symbols, and we check. Village Records, Volume 3, date October 10. The weather has been strange of late. The wheat withers and the cows grow thin. December 10. There are signs of famine. It is true we lack the means to work the field, but Lord Sadler's orders are absolute. January 30. 30 people have starved to death. 5 cows will be slaughtered. March 11th. The patriarchs gather to cast lots. 6 more chosen for Sadler. April. 8 more today. No date. 4 more today. No date. 11 more today. No date. 2 outsiders got lost and wandered into the village. We took them to the altar for the ritual. No need to cast lots today. So probably from that's the intro to the game. If somebody wandered into the village, and now we have we understand that it's a ritual sacrifice to please Lord Sadler. We check the desk. An insignia key.
The blood has accepted the gift. Gift? My blood?
Chapter end. We go to the typewriter, we save our game. So I do think I'm going to pause for now. It's been about an hour since we started, not exactly. We haven't done that much. Like, that was a pretty short chapter, but I did end up streaming a little longer than I wanted on the topic of doing the GH lines on our horror thing. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little break. I will stream probably more tonight, if not certainly tomorrow. But you know, doing a chapter at a time, I think is like a nice way to kind of bookend things. So, you know, I think we're going to try to stick with that rhythm, and we'll go to the pause menu. We quit game. Does that take us to... Yeah, it takes us to menu. So that's a pretty simple chapter, but we'll get into more, and things are going to start accelerating pretty rapidly. This is like a weird kind of interstitial chapter, but you know, I'm going to make a few adjustments to my setup, as with this whole situation with my now wired keyboard rather than wireless keyboard. It's nice that it's just like a lot more consistent and reliable than the wireless keyboard was. I'm going to figure out some situations with my mouse. I think what I need to do is I need to elevate my arm a little bit. Like, I think that like my keyboard is totally fine because I have my keyboard on my lap actually, which is like just a few extra inches higher than my mouse arm, which is nice, but I need to find maybe some other way to get the mouse arm up. So anyway, I hope everyone enjoyed. I hope people enjoyed the tier list section, and you know, starting next episode, we'll probably try to dig a little bit more into you know, the world is going to start rapidly getting more complicated. Like we have the merchant now, we have crafting and the treasure system now. So yeah, we're accelerating towards kind of the main gameplay loop, if you can call it that. And yeah, I'm enjoying. I hope you are too. So yeah. Take care, everybody. I hope you're all enjoying, and we'll see you next time. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.